What's up guys, this is William here, coming at you from WilliamWesterlund.com. The topic of today is Commonplacing, or in other words, how to organize your life in any type of note-taking program to learn things faster, just gather tons of useful information, and just, over time, being able to retrieve that information quickly, and also to just become smarter, being able to creatively synthesize different type of information and combining different sorts of information faster. So pretty much it is the ultimate self-education tool, and the art of commonplacing, so to speak, traces back quite far back actually, and there are many of the greats, so to speak, that have been documented to been doing commonplacing. For example, Leonardo da Vinci had a lot of scrapbooks, a lot of journals, a lot of note-taking books. So a lot of smart intellectual people during the ages has been doing this. And lately, Ludvig Sunström, who is a blogger, potter, has been brought this art form up to life again as of recently. And I will so a lot of what I'm going to present to you today is actually inspired by him and by his he actually have an eBook called the Ultimate Commonplacing System, I think, and I will put a link to those that below. So this is going to be an introductory video, and we're going to just look at this as a part one, how to actually start organizing your whole life, breaking your life down into these building blocks where you can start to create hierarchies in your life and start to organize your life in notes pretty much. So let's get into it. Okay, so what I'm going to be showing to you today is my own personal note-taking system in Evernote. A little quick note is that I first had my Commonplace in OneNote, but because the layout and the user interface of OneNote is a lot more comprehensible at first glance, but once you start to accumulate more and more notes, it becomes quite restrictive, and it takes a really long time, for example, to load this up on a cell phone and stuff. And the thing with a Commonplace, of course, and these type of note takers is you want it to be quick and efficient. So as you accumulate more and more notes, you could start out in OneNote, but I would suggest you would venture to just using Evernote further on. But so today we're going to look at Evernote. So bringing this up here, we're going to look at my tags to begin with. As you can see here, I have this tag called what. You don't have to worry too much about what this what means, so to speak. But these tags are pretty much going to outline, you can see pretty much my whole, how I think about my life in terms of structure. So if you're just going to press this here quick, I think it will all clarify a little bit more. As I said before, OneNote has more, inbuilt hierarchy keys. You can have different types of journals and stuff, but in Evernote you have to do these hierarchies yourself, and then you use the tags. So that's the backstory where you use tags. So pressing up here, what, you can see that I divide my life into these categories. First I have the health, then I have the knowledge, I have my personal brand, I have more just personal stuff, personal notes and stuff, I have my school, different types of skills that I'm trying to learn or that I use, and I have work. These two, information repository and systems, are not really part of my life, so to speak, but they are really essential tools when you're commonplacing. So we're going to look at those two as well. So just venturing further, if we click on this health thing here, you can see that I have not so many notes at the moment because I actually migrated quite recently from OneNote to Evernote, and I didn't think it was worth to put over all the notes, so to speak. So I'm a little bit starting out from scratch, although I have, of course, my most important notes. I still have a couple of hundred notes from my OneNote here. So then I have different health stuff. If you bring up the next one, for example, knowledge here, you can see I have books, notes from, if we check out books, you can have book reviews, book key takeaways, book actions, notes, you can have articles, blogs, podcasts. As you can see, different type of blogs here, different types of notes. Moving on here to the personal brand, this is my old name for the Banana Hustler, but it's William Westerlund pretty much. Different articles, IDs, infos, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all kind of stuff. Looking at the personal, we have more daily lessons, we have goals, IDs, my mistakes, thoughts, just random stuff. Moving on to school, we just have, I just pretty much get them all in one because I don't need to have these sub-hierarchies so much in my schoolwork. In skills, I just have the piano, programming, and here I can have just different program stuff if I want, some CSS, some Django stuff, different utilities. Here we have some systems, which I'm gonna make another video for, because they are really useful. But we have the best practices, we have some checklists, general lists, quotes, trivia. And for work here we have my work at 25 minuter, and we have my previous work at Armada. And I have like general info, meetings, personal, all this kind of stuff. Okay, so there you have an example how I personally organize my life into a note-taking system like this. And when you do this yourself, because this is really step one, outlining your life pretty much in different types of hierarchies. What I usually like to do, because sometimes I actually redo this, because you know things and priorities change, and what you actually do in life changes, of course. So I would suggest just starting out with a blank paper and just drawing your name in the middle like a mind map, and then you just try to, you know, what are the paramount topics or subjects or whatever, the things in life that I do the most. It's just, you know, health, family, knowledge. You know, as you can see here I have some suggestions, because when I did my mind map, it pretty much comes out like this. And then you can have fewer categories of course, and you can have more. Okay, so if you haven't never used Evernote and you wonder, okay, so how do I actually do these tags? I'm also gonna just show you a quick example. So if I just go to knowledge here, I go to books and I check out my book reviews. Okay, so here I have my latest book reviews that I've used here. Pressing on this, for example, my willpower notes. You can see up here they have two tags. First I have books and then I have book reviews. So if I would type, for example, books up here, I will get everything with books, as you can see here. And if you can see at the tag here where I'm doing in the lower left corner, we have knowledge, we have books, we have this tag right here, and you can press and then everything up with books. I have a book reviews. If I take notes from different blogs here, I don't know, this is. So pretty much this is how Commonplace can look. Just have these, so many stuff here, hundreds of notes. And this is so extremely powerful once you do this more and more. Having these types of, you know, this accumulation of knowledge, your own knowledge network. And also the act of taking these notes makes it so much easier to never forget and really to internalize all the knowledge. So yeah, this is just step one, just to organize your life and start taking notes basically. And then in future videos I'm gonna explain more different types of note-taking systems. For example, here if I go to systems and I press out my lists here, you can see I have a ton of lists. For example, a list books to read. This is my latest additions to my different types of books. I have all these kinds of weird lists. For example, here like list espresso house toilets, and I have you know, passwords for all the different type of espresso houses in Stockholm. I have you know, different articles to read. Now I didn't have much here on this swipe file. I have a different English word, things to buy to the apartment, things to do when I'm bored. So this is, for example, the list system, which are one of many. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you gain some inspiration and some knowledge how to organize your life in Evernote or in general. And see you in the next video, guys. Bye.